Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial on my media channel, and today I'm going to show you guys how I grade my videos. So basically how I make it look a bit film-like, like the actual look at the videos, and how it looks cinematic. Now I've been asked this on my older YouTube, my older Instagram, my personal Instagram, my media Instagram, and people have asked me on Snapchat as well. So I thought I'd just show you people how I create, or how I visualize my videos to make them look cinematic. It's quite an easy way. A lot of people have done videos about that before, but I've been asked, so I'm going to do it on my channel and hope you guys don't mind. And yes, so we get started. I think we should. So we're on the editing tab. So first of all, we're going to press Control I to import. For Command I will be for Max. So what we're going to do, we're going to drag in all of these clips. Now I personally don't need to find any clips because I got them all in this little folder here, and I'm going to open them to get them all selected and all in, put it into my thing. Now this one is quite a cool one. It's got like that little gentle slow-mo, so we're going to bring this one in. I think that would be quite good for colouring. Now because it's a tutorial, I'm not just going to edit one clip because I think that's a bit boring, and personally for a video I wouldn't be editing one clip anyway. I'd be editing to around 20 to around 50, perhaps 100 clips. So essentially I'm going to bring in this one for this video, and yes. So what we're going to be doing is go to colour, and instead of going into one clip and then editing one part, so selecting changing the temperature, changing the exposure, etc. Well, that's not at all what we're going to be doing for one clip. Now obviously, if you're editing quite a big amount of clips, let's say if you're editing like 50, then you don't want to be going through each individual clip and doing an editing, so blah blah blah. So very much what you're going to be wanting to do is you're going to press that project one because it selects the project. You go to File, New, and then you go to the adjustment layer. Now you want to have it 25 FPS, square pixels 1.0, and everything else the same, just so you can have that sort of balance, and it means you don't have to do more work to find out what it is. Now press OK, and it should come in. Now the adjustment layer you want to be doing is dragging it over your clips. If you have like different parts of clips, so say if you have a different clip there, you just select a different part and you move it over to keep that clip there. But considering I only have 2 clips for this tutorial, we're gonna just do the one adjustment layer editing. Now essentially it's all done through LUTs. Now I bought 3 LUTs off this guy called Christian Matte Grab. I'm sorry if I've butchered your name, I probably have, to apologise. However, it's basically he does these preset LUTs. You put them in and then you develop. Now a lot of people think when you input a LUT, it's done. It's completely not done. You've got to further develop it. It's essentially like a preset for anything. In fact, it's say if you're creating a channel art for YouTube and you bring in your dimensions, that is like a template, that is like a preset, and you've got to further develop it to make your piece of art. You've got to make it how you want. But obviously now, because you've got the adjustment layer and you apply anything to your adjustment layer, it will apply to all of these clips, which is quite useful. So if you were to import another clip and you've got the colouring on this adjustment layer, all you have to do is just drag it over and then the colouring will apply to this one too, which is quite convenient, but we don't need it. So essentially what I was saying about LUTs, what we're going to do, we're going to go onto my LUT one. I don't have much of a big LUT folder. Obviously look, it's taken from him. Now we have 3 LUTs here. We're going to go through each individual one to see which one will kind of bring in the first visual easy look, so I can further develop it from there. Now let's look at the first one. It's not loading, it's not very nice. I mean, it's quite vintagey, but I wasn't looking for that sort of style in this sort of video, so we're going to go back to the input LUT, browse, and we're going to go look at the second one. Now you don't need to press reset every time, it just applies this kind of new complete thing and it removes the old one. Now this one's a bit cold. I wouldn't want the cold one since it is a nice British day, which is a first in a few years. And now here's the third one. I do actually like the third one. It has that vintage look, but it is a bit more vibrant and lighter, and obviously I want to edit it from there because it's too dark there and it's too dark there, and that's not what I want. So what we're going to be doing is going to the temperature. We're going to bring the temperature just a tiny bit down to make it look a bit cold but not too cold, so you still have that light sunny balance. I never worry about the tint because the tint can literally ruin things. So if I was you, never ever worry about that. Right, Now the exposure, you don't want it too low because obviously that makes it too dark. But I suggest doing it a tiny bit lighter, although you've got the lights here, but you can sort of out of the white section, but it just make it look, it does enhance it and it kind of gives that shadow look. Now the contrast, again, you want it higher, but you don't want it too low. You don't want to have it like that because it can ruin all the colours. So even if you had it a tiny bit under or a tiny bit on top, I personally have it a tiny bit under just so you have a tiny bit of a shadow. Like the sort of fades look. Now the highlights, I never really worry about that because obviously if you do it like that, then it makes it a bit dull. But then again, you remove all the white. So in this instance, I'm just going to make it a tiny bit dull just because it's quite vibrant in the lights and kind of gives you that visual blinding look. Now the shadows are going to bring that up a tiny bit just because it's better, and we're just going to go through all the bits so far and to see how it looks. It looks pretty good, so we're going to go on to the whites. Now we're going to bring the whites down. You don't want to bring the whites down too much because, as I said before, it will look too dull, and you don't want that to look too dull because you're trying to create a good film. Now if you were to go too high, then obviously that just ruins the whole picture. So what you're going to have to probably do is go pound it a tiny bit under just so you get that more balance. Now the blacks, don't want it too low, that looks horrible. You can't even see the picture, and too high, it does kind of ruin it, but I am going to do it a tiny bit higher just so you have that like phase look for each one. I'm just going to select through a part of it, and it looks pretty decent in my opinion. Now that's simply all I do to the adjustment layer. I don't really want to ruin it any other way, like the creative, the curves, the color wheels, HSL secondary, and the vignetti. I never worry about that when I'm doing video editing, simply because it can overcomplicate things, and that's not the thing I kind of intended to have. If I was editing a photo, then yes, I'd probably go for all of them, but in this instance, I'm not, so we're not going to worry about that. But so this is actually the end of today's video. If you guys want me to do any more tutorials like this and how I sort of do my transitioning as well, it is quite simple how I do my transitioning. A lot of people have done it already, but if I do get requests on how I personally do it, then I will create a video. Be sure to leave a like and check out my Instagram, in fact, my Instagram being Dominic Spicer Media. It's got quite a broad range of photos, quite good high quality photos, as I did photography for 2 years and I carried it on as a hobby, and that's kind of where I put my best photos on. And also please do subscribe. I do want to grow on this channel and I want to show everyone else what I can do on my channel, and I feel like I can make an improvement and make a slight judgment. So we're going to end off this video. Please do take care, have a nice day, and peace.